Thor is one of the most powerful superheroes in Marvel Comics. But did you know there are many different versions of Thor across the multiverse? Some are heroes, some are villains, and some are completely different from what you expect. In this video, we will explain every version of Thor one by one. Get ready to meet some of the most powerful, surprising, and even strange Thors from Marvel history. We are starting with Thor Odinson from Earth-616, is the main version of Thor in Marvel Comics. He is the son of Odin, the All-Father of Asgard, and Gaia, the elder goddess and spirit of the earth. As the god of thunder, Thor wields the enchanted hammer Mjolnir, which grants him control over lightning and the ability to fly. He is a founding member of the Avengers and has fought alongside them to protect Earth from various threats, including his adopted brother Loki. Next, in the Marvel 1602 universe, Thor appears as Donal, an elderly Knight Templar. Tasked with transporting a mysterious artifact from Jerusalem to England, Donal carries a wooden staff imbued with great power. When danger arises, he strikes the staff against the ground, transforming into Thor, the Norse god of thunder. Next is Donar. Thor Odinson is transformed into Donar due to a reality distortion wave unleashed by the sorceress Morgan Le Fay. This wave reshapes the world into a medieval setting, altering the Avengers' appearances, speech, and thoughts. Under this enchantment, Donar becomes a member of the Queen's Vengeance, Morgan's elite guard, embodying the god of thunder in this transformed realm. Next is Thor Schmodinson. He is a humorous version of Thor from Earth-616. As the son of Schmodin, ruler of Jasgard, Thor is part of the Revengers, a spoof of the Avengers. His teammates include Iron Man, Chaplain America, and the Bulk. In one adventure, Thor and the Revengers confront King Konk atop the Empire State Building, mistaking him for a threat. Next is Zombie Thor. As a zombie, he loses the worthiness to wield his enchanted hammer, Mjolnir. Undeterred, Thor improvises by crafting a makeshift hammer from rubble, using it to combat the Silver Surfer. This transformation showcases a darker version of Thor, driven by an insatiable hunger. Next is Lord Thor. He reshapes both Asgard and Earth under his rule. He merges Asgard with New York City, creating New Asgard, and strives to bring order to humanity. During this time, he marries the Enchantress, and they have a son named Magni. Thor appoints Loki as the new Sorcerer Supreme. However, his authoritarian approach leads to significant consequences, including personal sacrifices and strained relationships with other heroes. Next is Thor from Earth-1298. Also known as the Mutant X universe, Thor Odinson faced tragic circumstances. Initially, he was believed to have been killed during a Sentinel assault on Avengers Mansion, as mentioned by Yellowjacket. However, he later appeared as Father Donald Blake, alongside other Asgardians. Next, in the Ultimate Marvel Universe, Thor Odinson is reimagined as Thorleif Gullman, a former psychiatric nurse who discovers he is the reincarnation of the Norse god of thunder. Initially perceived as a delusional activist, he gains public attention for his superhuman abilities and philosophical teachings. Next is Thorangutan Odinson. In the Marvel Apes universe, Thorangutan Odinson is the simian counterpart of Thor. As the god of thunder, he wields Mjolnir and is a member of the Ape Vengers, this reality's version of the Avengers. Thorangutan's adventures mirror those of his Earth-616 counterpart, but with a primate twist. Next is Thoryar. In the larval Earth, Tyr is the animal counterpart of Thor. He is a member of the Scavengers, this world's version of the Avengers, alongside characters like Captain America and Iron Mouse. Next is Thorian. Thorian is a fusion of Marvel's Thor and DC's Orion. He is the son of Odin the Highfather and was traded to Highfather Odin to broker peace between New Asgard and Apocalypse. As the main warrior of New Asgard, Thorian wields the Astro Force and the mystical hammer Mjolnir. He battles against the forces of Apocalypse, led by Thanasid, in his quest to protect the realm. Next is Thor from Cancerverse. Thor becomes corrupted by the influence of the Many-Angled Ones, ancient cosmic entities that have eradicated death in this reality. This transformation leads Thor and his fellow Avengers to form the Revengers. Thor's appearance in this universe is notably altered, featuring a tentacle-like beard, fangs, and glowing red eyes, reflecting his corrupted state. Next, in the Earth-14325, Thor Odinson is a darker version of Thor, serving as a supervillain and tyrant. He is a member of the Avengers in this reality, but unlike the heroic team we know, these Avengers are a force for evil. Thor wields a version of Mjolnir with an inverted enchantment, allowing only the unworthy to lift it. Next is King Thor. Thor Odinson ascends to the title of All-Father, ruling Asgard with immense wisdom and power. After centuries of battling cosmic threats, including the formidable Black Berserkers, Thor's resolve is reignited by the arrival of his younger self from Earth-616. Together, alongside a youthful Viking-age Thor, they confront and ultimately defeat Gorr the God Butcher, preventing the annihilation of all divine beings. Next is Destroyer Thor. Thor Odinson dons the enchanted Destroyer armor, earning him the title Destroyer Thor. He serves as a member of the Thor Corps on Battleworld, a patchwork planet composed of various realities. This version of Thor showcases a more armored and formidable appearance, reflecting the unique characteristics of his reality. Next is Rune Thor. Rune Thor embarks on a dark mission alongside Destroyer Thor. They target and eliminate Jane Foster's and Donald Blake's across various domains, possibly due to their close ties with different versions of Thor. This series of murders prompts an investigation by the Thor Corps, with Thunderer Thorleif and Stormbreaker Ray leading the efforts to uncover the truth behind these grim actions. Next is Skeletor. Skeletor continues to exist after his death through a unique kinetic bond created by lightning, animating his skeletal remains. He is recruited by the Tribunal of Watchers into a team of evil exiles who are promised realities aligned with their desires in exchange for apprehending the original exiles. Next is Mighty Thor. Mighty Thor is a member of the Little Avengers. This playful version of Thor finds himself captured by the villainous Malpractice. A rescue mission is launched by the Silver Burper, Spider-Ham, and the Fantastic Four Tots. Despite initial setbacks leading to their own capture, Spider-Ham manages to break free and liberate his comrades, culminating in the defeat of Malpractice. Next is President Thor. Thor Odinson ascends to the presidency of the United States. One of his notable initiatives as President Thor is the distribution of Skrull pills, which grant superpowers to any citizen wishing to acquire them. Tragically, President Thor falls victim to this invasion, marking a dark chapter in this alternate reality. Next is Thor Hopper, an anthropomorphic grasshopper superhero. He resides in Bug World, a domain within Battleworld, and is a member of the Avengers Bug, a team of insect-themed heroes. Thor Hopper's appearance includes green skin, antennae, and a heroic demeanor, blending the classic attributes of Thor with insect characteristics. Next is Thunderer. Thor Odinson was corrupted by the Dark Phoenix, a member of the multiversal Masters of Evil. Transformed into one of her berserkers, known as the Thunderer, he became a slave with scorch marks where his soul once resided. The Dark Phoenix dispatched the Thunderer to battle the Thor of Earth-616, but the latter ultimately defeated and killed him. Next is Thor Borkin. After a fatal confrontation with his brother Loki and a subsequent defeat by the Mangog, Thor is deemed unworthy by Odin and banished from Asgard. During his exile, he forms an alliance with Hela, the goddess of death, becoming her champion and leading an army of the dead. This dark path culminates in the destruction of Asgard, earning him the moniker Thor Borkin. Next is Jane Foster. Jane Foster was a doctor who became Thor when Mjolnir deemed her worthy after Thor Odinson lost his power. While battling cancer, she wielded the hammer, gaining godly strength but worsening her illness each time she transformed. As Thor, she fought powerful foes, including Malekith and the Mangog. Eventually, sacrificing Mjolnir to stop Mangog led to her losing the Thor mantle. Later, she became Valkyrie, wielding the all-weapon Underjarn, which could change into any weapon she needed. Next is Eric Masterson. Eric Masterson, an architect from Long Island, New York, became intertwined with Thor's destiny after being injured during one of Thor's battles. To save Eric's life, Thor merged with him, allowing Eric to transform into Thor and wield Mjolnir. He served as Thor, joining the Avengers and protecting Earth. When Thor was exiled for seemingly killing Loki, Eric continued as Thor until Thor's return. Next is Dazzler Thor. She was a member of the Thor Corps, a force serving God Emperor Doom on Battleworld. Unlike her Earth-616 counterpart, she wielded Mjolnir and had divine powers alongside her mutant ability to convert sound into light. After Battleworld fell, she chased the villain Countess into exospace and landed on Earth-616, where she met the A-Force. Unfortunately, she contracted Mpox, a deadly disease caused by Terrigen mist exposure. Next is Groot Thor. In the alternate universe, Groot serves as a member of the Thor Corps, a group dedicated to maintaining order across Battleworld under the rule of God Emperor Doom. Wielding Mjolnir, Groot possesses the powers of Thor, including control over lightning and immense strength. Next is Ti-Asha Ra. In the alternate universe, Ti-Asha Ra is a distinguished member of the Thor Corps. Notably, she confronted a mysterious trespasser who breached domain borders, attacking him with a lightning bolt that propelled him into the domain of Apocalypse. Next is Carol Danvers as Thor. In the Earth-16045, Carol Danvers assumes the mantle of Thor. Notably, she shares a romantic connection with Sam Wilson, who operates as Captain America in this reality. Their relationship reaches a pivotal moment when Carol, as Thor, kisses Sam and transports him to Asgard. Next is Howard Duxon. Howard Duxon possesses the powers of Thor. As a member of the multiversal Legion of Howards, he joins forces with other versions of himself to protect the multiverse. Tragically, during a mission to save the multiverse, Howard was killed by Dukenard, who wielded a fork-like weapon capable of piercing his godlike hide. Next is Thoris. Thoris is a unique amalgamation of Thor and the Egyptian deity Horus. This fusion results in a character who embodies attributes of both mythological figures, wielding powers associated with the Asgardian god of thunder and the Egyptian god of the sky. Thoris serves as a member of the Thor Corps. Next, in the alternate universe of Earth-32134, Maria Hill serves as both the Baroness and the Thor of Mondo City, a domain within Battleworld. As the Big Boss, she leads the Council of Seven, the governing body of Mondo City. When God Emperor Doom dissolves the treaty between Mondo City and the neighboring Yinsen City, Maria Hill orders an immediate invasion. Next is Throg. Simon Walterson, originally a talented college football player. A mystic cursed him, transforming him into a frog. Simon encountered Thor, who had also been turned into a frog by Loki. After Thor's return to his Asgardian form, a sliver of Mjolnir imbued Puddle Gulp with the power of Thor, transforming him into Throg, the Frog of Thunder. Wielding his miniature hammer, Frog Jolnir, Throg possesses superhuman strength, stamina, and the ability to summon lightning. Next is Iron Thor. Iron Thor was a member of the Thor Corps. This character combined aspects of Iron Man and Thor, wielding Mjolnir and wearing armor reminiscent of Iron Man's suit. Iron Thor met his demise at the hands of Nighthawk, who used a power prism taken from Dr. Spectrum during the annexation of Supremia Province. Next is Dino Thor. Hailing from the Valley of Flame, Dino Thor embodies the characteristics of both a dinosaur and the Norse god Thor. His duties include maintaining order and appointing new barons to various domains. Next is Beta Ray Thor. Beta Ray Bill is a Corbinite warrior who became the first non-Asgardian to lift Mjolnir. After proving his worth in battle against Thor, Odin granted him Stormbreaker, a hammer equal to Mjolnir. Bill possesses superhuman strength, speed, and durability, along with the ability to summon lightning and fly. He protects his people, the surviving Corbinites, from cosmic threats. Next is Sif. Sif serves as a distinguished member of the Thor Corps. Her notable mission involved pursuing Baroness She-Hulk, who had violated the sanctity of Doom's borders by crossing from Arcadia into the Sentinel territories. Next is Connor's Thor. He is also a member of the Thor Corps. Hailing from the Kingdom of Manhattan, this version of Connors wields the powers of Thor. Next is Dargo Couture. He was part of the Cult of the Hammer, a group that believed someone worthy could lift Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, to gain his power and free their world. Initially skeptical, Dargo attended a secret ceremony where cult members attempted to lift Mjolnir. When the Corp attacked the gathering, Dargo instinctively grasped the hammer and was deemed worthy, transforming into Thor. Empowered, he fought against the Corp's tyranny, leading his people toward freedom. Next, Thor, from Earth-148. Thor Odinson was a member of the superhero team Excalibur. He met a tragic end when Necrom, a powerful sorcerer, killed him and reanimated his corpse to serve as his agent. Next is Fantastic Four as Thor. In the expansive Marvel Multiverse, the Fantastic Thors refers to a unique team where members of the Fantastic Four are imbued with the powers of Thor. This transformation occurs in a reality where each member gained the abilities of the God of Thunder, wielding Mjolnir-like hammers and controlling elemental forces. Next is Eric Allen Kramer's Thor. Eric Allen Kramer played Thor in The Incredible Hulk Returns, a 1988 TV movie. This version of Thor was a loud, boisterous warrior summoned by Dr. Donald Blake, his mortal host. Unlike later versions, this Thor was more comedic and less complex. He fought alongside the Hulk, but lacked the grand mythology of later adaptations. Last is Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth has played Thor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe since 2011. He debuted in Thor and has appeared in multiple films, including the Avengers series and Thor: Love and Thunder. His portrayal blends humor, strength, and emotional depth, making Thor a fan favorite. And that's it for this video. Thor has many versions, each with its own unique story. Which version was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome Marvel content. See you in the next video.